Hi everyone, it's Clyde of Vibrant Soap, and this is a tale of two soaps. One is nice, and one was very, very naughty. And I'll let you decide which one's which, but it's going to be a longer video because it's going to have the making of two soaps in it, and I'll try to shortcut them a little bit so that it's not too long. But one was fragranced with pear and clover, and the other one is fragranced with what was it? Now I gotta check my notes. I think it was lime. Yes, and the other one was scented with green tea, cucumber, and lime. Smells really great. So again, I'll let you decide which one is the naughty one and which one is the nice one. Personally, and I think it's probably up to the beholder to decide which one worked out and which one didn't, because in a way, both of them worked out pretty well. But one I think looks like Frankenstein's quilt, and the other one turned out kind of cool. So that's enough of that. Let's get on with the making of the soap. Okay, I'll be soaping at about 74 degrees today. And someone asked about, when do I put in the kaolin clay? I generally put that in, I mix it in with my water that I add to this oil, just so that it starts to hydrate the kaolin clay. So it's already in there and you can see the kaolin clay in there floating around, but I want to blend it up. So let me get the lye solution in there, also around 74 degrees. So I chose fragrances that I know really well, and I'm going to stick pretty close to the other soap that really had an accelerating fragrance, because I want to do that swirl that I wanted to do in that one, but that one seized right away. Still turned out pretty cool, but nothing anywhere close to what I was hoping for. This is a nice mix of cucumber, lime, green tea. So the colors are all pretty closely related. In some cases I use the same green with the addition of something else because I want a real subtle design, because cucumber fragrances are kind of subtle and soft. Okay, so I just wiped out my bowl because I'm going to pour these colors in there. Do not like washing dishes. I don't need much of this white either because it's only going to be blended with a little bit of soap. So let's blend these big amounts first. Yeah, these colors are going to be really closely related, but I want just a subtle swirl of colors because the swirl is going to be really kind of a tight design, and if they're all different colors it's going to look really busy. Okay, the rest will be blended with this frother. Okay, you brought the bowl back. You can see I'm pouring the soap right near the spout of the bowl, so it comes out pretty symmetrically. And don't worry about that split pea soup, it'll turn to a nice green again. There. Let's pour that into the mold. Okay, then I'm going to do my hanger swirl, which is just going to be a bunch of spirals. And do a diagonal swirl in one direction. And add my mica drizzles, 3 different colors. This is Enchanted Forest Green. So lime green, something bright on top. And mimosa yellow. Let's turn this, and I'm going to do a diagonal the other way. Sometimes when you do the swirls on top, you dig in and it forms a trough that closes in, so it captures bubbles. So I like to make sure that I tap that all out. Alright, so this one behaved, and I was able to do the kind of swirl that I wanted in the last one. And this is going to be a 2-for-1. You'll see the one that sees, and you'll see the one that pleased. Alright, so we'll bring you back for the cut. Okay, let's cut into this. Been patiently waiting. It's kind of what I was after. You can see all the different kinds of green, so it's a real subtle design. It would be too busy to do this swirl with different kinds of colors, so I really want this to be subtle, like green tea should be kind of a peaceful look to it. Cucumber and lime. And the top, it's got a sheen to it. It's nice to have a fragrance that behaves well too. This green almost has a bluish look to it. And you saw from my hanger swirl that it was a circular movement that I did inside the soap. That's why there's that round look to it. And just enough white to make a little distinction there. I'll show you that little hole right there. That's not a bubble from mixing. That is a bubble from digging into the top to do the swirls on top. That's why I pounded it down after I did that. So if I didn't do that, there'd be a lot more of that. I like that one. So a word about all the comments that I really love getting. I really love to respond to all of them, but I just had so many, especially the one wishing me condolences. They're just so heartfelt and all that I really wanted to respond, but between those and my Instagram and my Facebook, there were literally hundreds of comments, so I couldn't really respond. That because I was planning my mom's service, and now I'm planning my dad's service. They passed away within a month of each other, less than a month. So I think they just really wanted to be with each other. They spent their whole lives together doing everything. So, wow, that's really nice. So, I really wanted a peaceful soap. Calm me down a little bit. But I'm doing well. And so thank you to all of you who wished us well, our family. And I'm going to just say that because to type them all up, my thanks to you would have taken forever. So this is the last cut. Stores open too, so thank you for those of you who are ordering. I couldn't make videos and soap if they weren't being sold. So little kind of plain end. So thanks for that. I'll leave the link down below. Follow me on Instagram too for photos of inspirational things, flowers, nature, that sort of thing. And we'll see you next time. Let's bring back another bar and we'll see you next time. Okay? Thanks everybody. Bye. Okay, today I'm using goat milk and I am soaping it at about 77 degrees. And let's blend the kaolin clay oils and that goat milk really well before I add the lye. It looks nice and creamy. Get my fragrance oil there before I forget to put it in. I think I'm going to add my fragrance oil after I blend the colors and then stir it up a little bit more just because I'm not quite sure what it's going to do, but it smells great. It's like a pear blossom and clover mix and it smells fresh, a little bit sweet. This will be a relatively easy swirl. So I'm going to do sort of a Clyde slide and then use a hanger to swirl it. I'm going to wipe out this bowl so I can use it for my in the pot swirl. Add my titanium dioxide to this part. Give these all a little bit of a stir. This is Mimosa from Nurture Soap. I didn't really want a bright yellow or an orange. This is right in between, so it's a great color for me. This is Shamrock Gold Shimmer. And this is a mix of a blue and a turquoise. Pretty particular about the kind of color that I want. I can envision it, and then so I have to mix it. And this is I didn't want a straight brown, so I put some purple in this, so this will still be my darkest color. My fragrance. I'm going to blend my large amounts first. Man, it smells great. And I wanted more of a creamy color to this mimosa, so there's some titanium dioxide in there. And things are blending up nicely, and then just use my frother to mix the small amounts, but this frother always works better when it's plugged in. Okay, I think we're ready to pour. And I have some turquoise and gold mica drizzles. So let me first get my colors in there. I'm going to start with this turquoise. Oh my gosh, this is solid already. Well, I think this is still going to work. Let's see, there's that one. Wow, note to self. This one's really hard. I haven't had this kind of thing happen in a long time. I mean, you've seen it seized, but not like this. This is like cranberry sauce out of the can. Well, Neptune is a little bit more rocky than I thought here. But you know what? I've learned that these things still work out. And if you didn't know any better, you would think that it was all planned. So let's just get things in there. Get it swirled and poured. Just kind of aiming for different parts in the pot so that I can swirl it. Lastly, this. So I'm going to cut through this. And one of them is really hard. It's that green. So when it's like this, the thing is to get air pockets taken care of. Well, stay tuned for the cutting of these bars because we never know what we're going to get when it's like this. Just can you imagine if I put the fragrance oil in earlier like I usually do. Okay, better tap this down. I'm suspecting the pear blossom portion of the fragrance. Yeah, that green is really hard. Such extremes. If you saw 2 videos back, the making of the essential oil lavender soap, it just didn't want to thicken up. So here are the extremes again. Get a spoon, push this in. It really looks like the surface of Neptune. This is the last time I was there, it looked like this. There's a hard chunk of that green. But we're going to make this work. But I have my mica drizzle to help out a little with the brightness. Okay, so I'm going to leave that alone and we'll bring you back for the cut. Let's take a look at this up close. A lot of texture there. Well, when you look at this bad boy, you can see where I had to clump it into the mold. There's little air pockets in it, but it should still be the very least interesting, and has a very unique look to it. Looks like an old wall or something. I'm kind of digging it, but not exactly what I was looking for. It'll still be great soap. Let me cut a little sliver first, and actually this looks a lot like the surface of the planet Neptune, at least the last time I went there. Wow, that looks very much like an old wall, doesn't it? With the grouting in between. Sometimes I welcome mistakes just to see what comes out of it. That is almost like an aerial look at the earth, doesn't it? And I look back at my notes, and the last time I used the pear blossom fragrance, it did accelerate. I just have to remember to look at my notes. Luckily, it wasn't so much of a seize that I couldn't get it into the mold. That's looking at the bright side. Well, the colors worked out well. One thing that's interesting is how the green morphs from a nice looking mica to something that looks like old spinach, and then it turns nice again. Well, thanks for watching, and I'm thinking that what would make a great video is for me to make another soap using a different fragrance and the same colors though, to show you the difference between the design that I intended and the design that I got in this one. That should be fun. So, well, thanks for watching, and I'm going to still bevel the edges of this and clean them up and take photos of them, and say I'm really not too disappointed. That's kind of cool, and that gold still has that glimmer. So the store is open, and I'm kind of busy around here, but not busy enough to fill an order, and so keeping myself busy. And we'll see you next week, hopefully. I'm trying to get these videos done, even though I've got lots to do here, but I like to make these videos for you, and hit the subscribe button if you enjoy these videos, and I always welcome your comments. So thank you, and hope you're well. See you next time. Bye.